Hello. Today is Thursday of the 10th week in Ordinary Time. Um, and the title alone um, is striking to me in that on my ride in this morning, I'm detoured off of 95 in Yardley, and I'm back roads through Washington's Crossing, and prior to that, I'm hitting traffic in Northeast Philadelphia, and what could scream ordinary time more for me than that kind of traffic and on my commute. That's pre-pandemic normal, so it feels pretty ordinary. But I'm thinking about that idea, as we kind of progress into more and more things that feel honestly no longer feel familiar, but I know there's a familiarity that prior to 15 months ago, that was life, and don't we have that remarkable opportunity to say, I don't want to go back to the way things were, as much as how do I propel myself in the experience I've had in the last 15 or so months into the life as it opens up in a new way. And the greatest opportunity there is to look at things like today's readings and say, how do I carry that with me today? And there's in today's gospel, if you bring your gift to the altar and there recall that your brother has anything against you, leave your gift there at the altar. Go first and be reconciled with your brother. And it's always, who is my brother? It reminds me that I'm sure I've talked about things like gifts and challenges in these reflections before. It's something we use all the time in youth ministry. My wife and I do gifts and challenges every night, where it's a very abbreviated version of the daily St. Ignatius's daily exam. That it's boiled down. It's a dumbed down version of moments of consolation and moments of desolation. Moments of consolation, where did you feel close to our faith, and the moments of desolation, where did I feel distant or separate from my faith, and inevitably every night that I have some moment of desolation, some moment of challenge, it's because of either some conflict that I had with someone, a brother, as it's described, some conflict, or don't we all have this experience as well? The imagined conflict, the time where I'm just maybe in the car for too long or whatever, but I'm resentful, and I'm rolling the tape of some imagined argument or something that I'm frustrated by with someone. And at the end of the day, that's always those kinds of scenarios are where I can recognize and identify how I've separated myself from my awareness of my faith. And they describe all the strong language in today's gospel of being thrown into prison and all that. Well, isn't that a type of prison? The being in prison in my own mind, and the great thing is I can hear that today and say that this past year's been a great opportunity to explore some of these kinds of things, and to know that as I have the opportunity to engage with more and more people, literal brothers and spiritual family, around me, don't we have more opportunities? We have more opportunities for all the things that we're looking for as far as like connectedness and all that kind of stuff, we also have more opportunities for conflict and more opportunities for resentment and all that. And one of the great things that we can hopefully carry with us from the pandemic, especially the stay-at-home portion and all that, is a greater sense of like, I need, my spiritual family. Left to my own devices, there's something tremendously lacking, and our faith calls us to a greater sense of community. And that's, at the end of the day, what I feel called to by our gospel today is to put that thinking and those behaviors aside, to be more present to those around me and more grateful for them when I look back on the past year or so. Hope you are all doing well and having a wonderful Thursday. And until next Thursday, I wish you well.